Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're unpacking a really provocative piece of writing that's going to completely flip everything you thought you knew about everyday personal finance right on its head. The text we're looking at is titled The Credit Score Trap and the Banking Matrix. And look, this isn't your standard dry breakdown of yield curves or how to balance a portfolio, not at all. Instead, it offers a radically different and honestly kind of startling lens through which to view the daily, everyday mechanics of our wallets. I mean, just listen to this exact subtitle from the source: How Credit Scores Are Designed to Keep You Hooked on Debt. That completely shatters the narrative we've all been taught, doesn't it? Building a good credit score is pretty much universally treated as this ultimate hallmark of being a financially responsible adult. But this text immediately comes out swinging. It presents the system not as a ladder to upward mobility, but as a carefully engineered hook. And notice that word, designed. The author claims this isn't just some accidental byproduct of modern banking. It is absolutely an intentional feature. So I want you to ask yourself a really fundamental question right now. Do you control your credit, or does your credit control you? We all pull out our credit cards daily, right? Maybe to optimize reward points or just manage cash flow between paychecks. And in those moments, it feels entirely like we're the ones making the choices. We're in the driver's seat. But the overarching metaphor we're about to unpack suggests that the very tools we think we're utilizing are actually utilizing us. It's a massive paradigm shift. All right, let's jump right into Section 1, the banking matrix. So the author introduces this core concept of a banking matrix as a metaphorical framework. Essentially, it describes the banking system as this massive, encompassing structure designed to trap consumers. And really think about that word for a second, encompassing. The argument here isn't just about, avoiding a single predatory high-interest credit card. It's describing an entire invisible ecosystem built out of data, algorithms, and rolling financial obligations. The claim is that the architecture of modern banking isn't inherently set up to facilitate your financial freedom, but rather to construct invisible walls around you. Moving right along to Section 2, the credit score trap. Okay, so if the matrix is the cage, well, the credit score, at least according to this text, is the bait. We generally perceive credit scores as this very straightforward measure of financial responsibility. You pay your bills on time, you keep your accounts open, and boom, you get a gold star. But the text claims the true goal is actually a system designed to keep you hooked on debt. It argues that the exact behaviors required to boost your score, taking out installment loans, continuously opening new lines of credit, proving you could manage carrying balances, are the precise behaviors that ensure you remain a profitable, permanent debtor. A high score, in this view, doesn't mean you're winning the game, it merely means you are their most profitable kind of participant. Which brings us to Section 3, hooked on debt. So how do people practically get hooked? Well, the author argues it's almost never a sudden financial catastrophe. Instead, it's a slow, methodical process. Step 1 is simply using credit cards. It starts super innocuously for convenience or maybe some online shopping. Then we hit Step 2, accumulating debt. Your spending incrementally increases, life happens, an emergency pops up, and suddenly balances begin to carry over. Then, bam, we hit Step 3, falling into the credit score trap. Because to manage that debt or secure better interest rates, you try to improve your credit score. And how exactly is that done? By engaging even more deeply, perhaps opening another card to improve your utilization ratio. In the very attempt to escape the trap, you end up tethering yourself even tighter. Theme 2 of the text, which spans pages 56 to 80, really zeroes in on the deep interconnectedness of debt, credit cards, and the banking matrix. The author notes a pretty fascinating detail here. The mathematical algorithms calculating your score actually actively penalize you for completely closing old paid-off credit accounts. You are essentially punished for trying to exit the game. The credit card is the physical tool, the debt is the resulting product, and the banking matrix is the overarching factory. You literally cannot engage with the tools without inevitably feeding the factory. They completely rely on each other to maintain this perpetual cycle. So the next time you pull out your wallet, take a good look at what's inside. Are you holding tools for financial freedom or tethers to the matrix? Whether you find this perspective to be an absolute revelation or maybe just an overly dramatic reading of standard banking, it undeniably forces us to critically re-examine our daily financial habits. It asks us the ultimate question: are we playing the game, or is the game playing us? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating framework with me today. Keep seeking out new perspectives, keep asking questions about the systems around you, and I'll see you in the next explainer.